Good morning, and welcome to the Lone Star Weekly Business Hour. Your host, Rick Schissler, is a Silver Fox advisor who personally has over 40 years of experience as a serial entrepreneur. So sit back, pull out your pad and pencil, and get ready to take notes as we join Rick Schissler in his Lone Star Weekly Business Hour.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Weekly Business Hour. This is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox advisor and the host of the Weekly Business Hour. We have a great show lined up for you today. First, our thought for the week, the power of encouragement. Then a quick check-in with Dick on the business of Lone Star. Kiersten Kindred, founder and CEO of Kindred Communication, is in the studio today, along with Brian Bleifeld, who is a CPA, to talk about the upcoming Business Advancement Conference. And we'll finish out today's program with several tips and ideas I hope you can use to improve your business. First now, our thought for the week, the power of encouragement. The definition of encouragement in the Oxford Dictionary is the action of giving support, confidence, or hope. Synonyms include inspiration or motivation. How important is encouragement in the success or failure of a business? First, ask yourself the question, how do you feel when someone gives you an encouraging word? Like, you run a great business here, or I really like how I was treated, or better yet, they follow up with a positive social post on their experience in doing business with your company. What is your reaction to this type of reinforcement? How do you react to a discouraging word like, you folks just don't get it, or what happened to good customer service? These are important issues to think about. I think encouragement is one of the most underserved, under-talked about issue in business today. We need to learn to be encouragers to all the people that are involved with our business. And I encourage you to ask the same type of questions when it comes to others you deal with in your business, in particular your employees. Typically, you can make or break an employee's day with an encouraging word or a simple thank you for a job well done. Perhaps even more important is a bit of encouragement to them when something did not go right, but it was time to forget and move on. Also, don't forget the people you do business with, like your vendors. In each case, what you're doing is trying to build a positive relationship. And one of the best ways to do that is to offer an encouraging feedback to the people you sell to, work with, or do business with. You're in the right place if you're a business owner, manager, or you're considering starting your own business, because the Weekly Business Hour is where Montgomery County comes to talk about the latest in business news, ideas to improve your business, and to hear from some of our own local business leaders on how they found success right here in Montgomery County. If you're ready to do business, then let's get started with today's show. Before we do, though, I want to remind you that if you have a comment, would like to communicate with me, you can at any time, either during the show or afterwards, by sending me an email at rick@irlonestar.com. And if you enjoy the show, then I ask you to like us on Facebook at the Weekly Business Hour page. Now, let's check on the business right here at Lone Star. Dick, what's on tap for Lone Star this week?
We are looking for more shows. If you didn't know, we're going to FM on 106.1, 104.5 in the coming months, and we're trying to fill in all of our talk show segments. If you didn't know, on Lone Star Community Radio, we have talk shows from 10 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m. every weekday with a wide variety of different types of shows. And in particularly, we are looking for a hunting show, a fishing show, and also a car show and a gardening show for our new talk show segment on Saturday mornings. So if you know anybody out there who's interested in having a show on these categories, or I'm interested in others, just contact the station at 936-647-3776. That's a call-in line. Or you can email me at dick@irlonestar.com. That's dick@irlonestar.com.
Well, it sounds like you're busy here at Lone Star. I hope all our other listeners are as busy as well. Well, let's talk about a couple news items I picked up this past week that may impact or be important to your business. The first, I think, is important to all of us, obviously, not just as business people, but as citizens. Early voting has started, if you're not aware of that. Early voting here in Montgomery County runs from February 16th through the 26th. And if you're interested in learning more about the candidates, sometimes that's the most difficult thing to do, is to learn about all the candidates and what their positions are. The Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce is hosting a political forum featuring sheriff, county attorney, and several district judge candidates on the 25th. The forum will be held at the Conroe Baptist Church, 100 North Main Street, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are other venues around, I noticed, that are having similar forums, so reach out, learn about your candidates, and then go vote. The second news item I picked up on, and this has been a project that we all here in Montgomery County, I think, have been watching, and business people, particularly folks on the east side of the county, and that's the Grand Texas venue. This project is kind of drawn itself out. One of the reasons I believe is it's such a large project. I did some reading on it this past weekend, and there was an announcement made back on January 13th, reported by Lisa Winkler in Community Impact on January 16th, that there's some real progress showing up apparently. This project's a 610-acre Grand Texas Sport and Entertainment District, if you didn't know that. Obviously, it's located in the New Caney area, but apparently the first phase development is closer to reality, and that's the 26-acre Speed Sports Racing Park. It's due for a soft opening in April with a full opening to the public in May, as reported by President and co-owner Alan Rudolph. So it's good to see that project get off the ground. There are other amenities in this park. If you didn't know, they plan to have a 150-acre theme park, a 40-acre water park, an 83-acre sportsplex, and an RV park as well, 4 hotels, 450,000 square feet of retail and dining in what is called downtown Texas area, and a factory outlet mall. All of this is expected to be completed by mid-2019, as reported by CEO Monty Galad. This is an interesting project and very important to our community for a lot of reasons, but in this article written by Lisa, she mentioned that they are indicating, CEO Galad said 10,000 new part-time and full-time jobs when the entire Grand Texas venue is built out. That's a lot of new jobs, and I think that's very important to our county. So that's our business news today. I hope you found that useful, and we're going to go to what I consider the most important and obviously the most fun part of the show, and that's where I introduce our studio guest. Well, Kiersten, got it right that time, Kindred, has joined us today from Kindred Communications, along with Brian Bleifeld of Bleifeld CPA firm, and they're going to talk to us about an important business conference that's coming up, along with what they do in their spare time, so to speak. So both of you, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Well, Kiersten, why don't you start off and give us a little background so the audience knows who you are?
Well, I have been working with small to medium-sized businesses with communications, marketing, and branding, and just helping them to take their business and brands to the next level. So as I was writing my book, 5 Steps to Marketing Success, I was thinking, like, there's so many things that businesses need that they don't know that they need when they're starting their business. They don't have a branding strategy. They don't have communication strategy, marketing, PR. And so that's what my company helps with, my company, Kindred Communications. And that's how pretty much the brainchild of the Business Advancement Conference came about, is just thinking about everything that businesses need for their business.
You know, it's one thing I've failed to introduce is the name of the Business Advancement Conference, which is the upcoming conference, the main thing we're going to talk about. And one of the things I didn't learn until this morning when we were having a conversation is, Brian, people like you are going to be at the conference offering mentoring, one-on-one mentoring. Tell us a little bit about your background and about what you're going to be doing at the conference.
Sure. I spent most of my career in corporate accounting, but I always had that entrepreneurial bug. So finally I decided that, trips to Brazil and large 401ks are nice, but having your own business is really what I wanted to do with my life. And to help other people have their own businesses is my goal. So Bleifeld CPA, we basically do mainly business taxes, business setup, personal taxes, personal accounting advice. And basically, we set you up to where you can actually operate your own business if it's a side business or it's your full-time business, so you can stay in compliance with, state and local and federal laws and actually end up, living your dream and running your business. So I'm like a business evangelical. I try to get everybody to start what they're really passionate about into business, and that's my life. So we've worked with the Business Advancement Conference to be able to give some mini advice and some mini sessions to be able to have people get off on the right path. So many people come to a CPA firm after they've not filed their taxes or not filed their franchise, and the state of Texas has taken away their right to do business. and it's a lot more trouble to reconstruct it than it is to just do it right from the first time. So even if you're a one-person business and you work, 1 day a month, it's better to get started with the CPA and get it started from a firm foundation.
Well, that's something the people who listen to the show and who know me in my practice, hiring the right professionals is something I encourage every one of my clients to do, particularly, as you mentioned, when you start the business. Easier to iron it out in the beginning than untangle it later is my philosophy. Well, we've got this upcoming business conference, which I think is interesting. And Kiersten, you actually put this conference together. Is that right?
Yes, my company, Kindred Communications, put this all together. And it just literally came from me thinking, like, what do businesses need? What is the flow of business? So it goes in the flow of a business. We have a speaker discussing strategic business planning. Then we have one that's going to talk about branding. Another one to talk about public relations, how to do your own public relations for your business. And then we have email marketing, SEO essentials, blogging. It's so many different aspects about it. So that's the whole, just being able to bring together all the resources all in one space, one time, to be able to get it all together.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea. A lot of folks miss that in business. They feel like they don't have time. Well, what happens to me, and I'll admit it openly, I don't take the time to go online because a lot of times there are good resources online, but you got to take the time to do it. But give me a block of time, particularly on a weekend, right?
Yeah.
and I can do that. And I encourage people that you set aside that time for education, because we all have to stay in that ballgame, and put something like this on your calendar and attend it. It's very, very important. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, right now. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the ABCs, if you will, of the conference, and talk a little bit more with these individuals on how they got where they are today. So please stay with us. We'll be right back with you.
Running a business is hard. Pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM-Polio.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Taylorized PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Taylorized PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Taylorized PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at taylorizedpr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
Welcome back. This is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox Advisor, and you're listening to the Weekly Business Hour. And I'm here visiting with Brian and Kiersten, and we're talking about the upcoming Business Advancement Conference. Kiersten, who should attend this event? If I'm thinking about it, what's the profile?
The perfect person to attend this event would be entrepreneurs, small to medium-sized businesses, business-oriented, and strong career-driven individuals who really want to take their business or brand to the next level.
Okay, now when you say small to medium, can you kind of define that? Because I get lost in that sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I think everyone does. Pretty much a small business can be anywhere between 100 employees or less. That's how I define small business.
Okay.
And then medium-sized business, 100 employees or more. So I think that everyone can take away something from this conference.
Well, let's talk about the format of the conference. I mean, you've mentioned you're going to have some speakers, and we know you got folks like Brian lined up to give some presentations and mentor. Kind of give us an idea what the conference looks like.
The difference between this conference and many other types of conferences is that it's really a hands-on type of conference, and that's how I wanted it to be. It's like a workshop-style conference. So it's not where you are just listening to people and, you're just taking in the information. You're actually going to sit down and do the work. We're going to have workbooks available where you can write notes. And like I mentioned before, mentor sessions, so where you have opportunities to meet with people in the industries, to have 10-minute, revelations of your business and ask them the tips and advice that they need. So it's really, the format of it, I would say that it's really a hands-on, comprehensive, and diverse type of conference where you'll learn everything you need to know for your business if you're just starting off or if you're trying to take it to the next level at the conference.
Well, let me back up on something it's near and dear to my heart. And for example, and you pointed to Brian, which the fact that I get a one-on-one with someone.
Yes, and that's really, really important. I think that, just having mentors available to you is so important because you need to ask people for advice about anything that you may need for your business. You may be stuck about something and you don't really know who to turn to, where to go. And so we're going to have different mentors from different industries, and they're called Mentor Express sessions. So in the Mentor Express sessions, our mentors will sit down with people during lunch hour for 10 minutes each slot. So they'll be mentoring people, and people can actually sign up right now as well.
So it's important that I prepare before I go to the conference, not like just show up and listen, right?
Yeah. Have your questions prepared. Look at some of our mentors, some of our speakers, and have your questions prepared about what you want to ask, and just make sure that it's everything that you want to know because you'll have the resources there.
Sure. The more you actually put into it, the more you're going to get out of it.
Exactly.
So the more if you have, jot down what you're thinking about your business, your current state, where you want to go, those things will help the mentors and yourself get more out of the workshop.
Right.
It's an interesting, I like that format personally, the idea that,
Thank you.
You're not coming for a 4, 5, 6 hours and just sitting listening, but in coming prepared, that's a real challenge for some folks with time needs, but that's absolutely the best way to get the most out of anything is coming in prepared.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
And when I've been to a lot of different conferences, and I've always wanted to have opportunities where I could sit with the people that I'm actually learning with and ask them, like, hey, how did you get into your industry? What can I do differently in my business? And so I think that it's really a great idea to have that personal touch with the conference.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to scale this type of conference instead of just something where you could actually watch it on the internet, but this is actually more of a personal sort of give and take, and I think people are getting a lot more out of it than they would at a regular business conference.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Brian. I mean, I come to this conference, I go online, and you've got some great information available already,
right.
And I've learned more today. What should I expect to walk away? Say I have a small business, a handful of employees. I'm a small business. I've been around for, say, 5 years. So I'm not a startup, but I'm kind of turning that corner. I'm profitable, whatever. And that is my metric in my business. I'm doing well, but I attend this conference because I see the great educational opportunity. What do I expect to walk away with?
You can expect to walk away with all the resources and tools that you need. A lot of when you're starting off your business or if you're trying to take your business to the next level, you don't really know where to get your tools from for your business. You don't know, like, hey, I may need branding, or what do I do for SEO, tips. You can expect to walk away with real life resources and tools, and to be able to walk away with some great contacts. And I think that that's really important too. That's a really great aspect of it, is the networking aspect that is with the conference, is that you'll be able to network with the people that are like-minded like you and who are going through some of the same struggles that you may be going through with your business.
You mentioned that you're going to have, and Brian, you're going to be there along with other people that I'll quote unquote call experts or professionals,
Yeah.
right? Opportunity to connect with these people as far as I know the mentoring part, but say I need a professional, or when you bring up SEO, the hair on the back of my neck just goes up. I mean, I'm never going to get there with that. I need to hire someone. I need to connect with someone. Will I be able to do those kind of things?
Oh, yeah. And then that's the great thing about us having so many different experts in different industries, because if you may need a lawyer, we're going to have a lawyer there. If you may need a graphic designer, we're going to have a graphic designer there. Every aspect of your business, at least what I consider every aspect, is covered. And you'll be able to walk away with those networking contacts. And then also, too, people who join, who are part of the Business Advancement Conference, automatically join into the Business Advancement Network. And so that is a network of everyone who is in different industries, and they can reach out to those resources who are at the conference. So it'll be a follow-up as well, too. If you weren't able to contact with someone, we'll also be able to put you in contact with those people as well.
Afterwards. Let me ask you, Brian, I mean, you're attending this conference, you're going to speak or be a mentor or both. What is your reason for doing this as a professional?
My reason is my life goal, which is to help everybody get into business for themselves. I know it's kind of a wacky thing. When I was growing up, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And every time I see someone who's successful at a job that they hate, it just really hurts me, deep down. I've had so many people start off with a oatmeal company when they were a finance director at HP. And on the one day a week they do the oatmeal company, they're fulfilled for the rest of their lives instead of their corporate job. So I met up with Kiersten at the Houston Bloggers Network, and we really got to talking about, it's the same thing. We want to help people get into business, because once you're there, the life's just everything about it. Just, I don't work anymore. I do my business. It's really that. It's truly that. I just want to help people get to that point.
And I think for me, for my business, Kindred Communications, a lot of, of the clients that I work with, small to medium-sized business, they ask me, like, hey, do you know a CPA? Do you know a lawyer I can reach out to? And I help them with communications, marketing, and branding. I never have, like, a go-to contact for them. So that was really an important factor for me with this conference, is to be able to put into network with everyone. Like,
build the network.
Yeah, build the network. That way everyone can know who they're working with. They can actually meet people. They can actually learn about the resources and, products and services that those people will provide as well.
One of the neat things, too, and it may be small, but indirectly, is I get a chance to meet these people face to face.
Yes.
It's not like somebody sending me an email or a number and say, well, if you need to hire someone in this area, this is somebody I know.
Yeah.
And I still think that personal touch is important.
Yeah.
Digital's great, but to meet, particularly if I'm going to hire someone, particularly a professional,
yes,
I need to visit with them and a chance to see who they are and make sure I feel comfortable. So you're offering that as well.
Yes.
In this type of venue, which I think is great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, give us an idea of when, where, how I sign up. Let's kind of go through all that as we kind of wind down here.
Okay, so the Business Advancement Conference will be held April 9th, which is a Saturday, from 8 to 3:30 at the Houston Food Bank. And the wonderful thing is that a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Houston Food Bank. People can learn more about the conference at bachouston.com, and that's B as in boy, A as in apple, C as in cat, Houston.com. And they can register now. The tickets are available now for $100, and it will be $175 at the door.
Okay. So the encouragement is to register now. What if they have questions about the conference? Who can they reach out and talk to about it?
They can either email me at info@kcfirm.com, or they can fill out a form on the actual website of the conference, any of their questions that they may have.
Okay. And Brian, if they wanted more information from you in your professional practice, what's the best way for them to contact you?
My name is not the easiest name to spell, so we actually have a website, which is 610cpa.com, and that'll link you on to our regular website. And there we have a free consultation form that you can fill out some information, and basically send us an email, and we'll get back with you. Basically, my firm, we offer a free 1 hour consultation to any business owner, just so we can see if we can meet your needs, or if we're not the type of company that you need. About 40% of my work is tax and bookkeeping. 60% of my work is just talking and answering questions, and people call up and, can I transfer money from here to here? That's what I basically do.
Well, that's interesting. Well, I would like to offer my voice as an encouragement to anyone who's listening and anyone y'all come across, that this type of business conference is something that fits a lot of people, that I can take, as I said earlier, that block of time, as I call it, off
Yes.
on a Saturday. which some of businesses we know, retail and whatnot, are open, but still the idea I can just get lots of education, make lots of contacts, right?
Right.
And what's the biggest reason I want to come to the conference from your point of view?
I think to be able to get the network and the knowledge that you may need for your business. If you have that hump that you may need to get over for your business, like I really want to take my business to the next level, but I simply do not know how. I don't know where to even start. Do I need strategic business planning? Do I need a lawyer? Do I need a graphic designer to help me with any of my needs? I think that is the biggest thing, is that they will be able to have access to the resources right there, right, now.
And what about you, Brian? Anything you want to add?
I mean, the main thing is business has changed so much in the last 10, 15 years, especially, with the internet and all the digital marketing. When you get around people who are in that space, it's basically, you may have been in business, 20 years doing it the certain way, but now that Facebook and other, types of social media are out there, a lot of the marketing is moving to those where the attention is. So to be around people that are doing it currently, I think it'd be just a phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank both of you.
Thank you.
Kiersten.
Yep. Thank you so much.
How about that? We've had fun with the name game, ladies and gentlemen. And it all falls on me. And Brian, hey, I got that. Both of you know, seriously, I think you've put together, Kiersten, a great opportunity for people. And I think folks need to at least take a look at it and consider it.
Yes.
And good luck to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have a couple ideas that I cooked up that I want to share with you. So please stay with us, and we'll be right back with you.
Running a business is hard. Pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM-Polio.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Tailorized PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Tailorized PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Tailorized PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at tailorizedpr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Weekly Business Hour, and this is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox advisor and host. This is the part of the show where we talk about business tips and ideas I hope that you can use in your business today, even as soon as the show goes off the air. So I try to find things that I feel are interesting to you and things that can make your business better. And the first one I'd like to talk about is getting better at selling. Now, this one in particular strikes right at my heart. I'm not a salesman by nature. Most of us aren't. Most of the small business people I meet are not sales-oriented, even though there are a good percentage of people who start businesses that come from a sales background, but I still find a vast majority of us are not salespeople. But the bottom line is, and I hope you realize it, most of us do, that selling is an integral part of our business. So if we've made that decision to go into a small business, to be in business for ourselves, and follow on some of the things that Brian, our guest that was just with us, said, and have that passion to be in business for ourselves, then we need to reach a certain level, have a certain expertise, if you will, to be in sales. Because if nothing else, we have to sell our business. And in my opinion, you have to sell it every minute of every day. So I wanted to give you some ideas that may help you become a better salesperson. Again, this is geared more particularly to those who aren't salespeople at heart, people like myself. First one is perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. That means that I encourage you to take some time, set aside some time, and actually, if you're able, make a video of yourself talking about your business, whether it be the 30-second elevator speech or representing your product or service to someone. If you can't do a video, at least do an audio, record your voice, and importantly, sit down and watch yourself, listen to yourself. In other words, you're on the other side of the table. You've just made this presentation to me, 1, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and see what you sound like. You'll be amazed how that can help you, because any of us, particularly if we're in business, we want to improve. We want to improve our business, and you can do a lot in the area of self-improvement just by listening and or watching how you make that presentation. And I need to mention some of these ideas I picked up. I've looked up some articles. This was an article by Greg Schwartz. It was published on allbusiness.com, which is a website that I recommend all my listeners go to for particular pearls of wisdom or advice. They've got a lot of good folks that write for that website. He posted an article called 7 Tips to Get Better at Sales Now, back on June 12th of 2014. Had some interesting things, and some of what I share with you today will come from that article. The second thing is to put sales action items on your calendar at a dedicated time slot. Well, the bottom line here is, if we're not sales-oriented type people, sometimes we've got to push ourselves. We've got to nudge ourselves. It's human nature. We've got to nudge ourselves to get out there and sell. And the encouragement that Greg offered in his article was set a time each day if you have to kind of discipline yourself, if you will, to get out there and sell. And I encourage you to do that as well. It's worked for me in the past when I've had to be involved in sales. So with a little discipline, having some easy, simple sales goals in front of you, you might actually get it done on a regular basis, and it'll be amazing how your business is impacted by that, and I think personally how you're impacted in your ability to actually sell a little bit. Third thing is, don't bog down your potential customers with product specification. You know, when in sales, there's such a thing as too much information, TMI. I've heard that expression before in general conversation. Always think about the big picture, and basically there's nobody else in your business better able to think about the big picture and present it than you as the owner of the business. So always think about the big picture, and talk, most importantly, about what time or money will be saved using your product or service. That's the basic thing about selling. Talk about the time and or money that someone can expect to save, if they use your product or service. It's pretty simple. If you stick to that and keep the big picture in mind, you begin to see some positive reaction and I think some potential sales. Remember the value you bring to the world. You and your company are unique. Every company's different. It's just, what one thing could you do better than anyone else, and you have to convey that. Talk about your uniqueness. We hear this in marketing all the time. Kiersten, who was just with us, talks about branding and doing things in marketing. And I think the first thing I ever hear or read about marketing when I listen to someone talk about it or read a book is, what differentiates your business, what makes it unique. You should have already determined that, and now all you need to be able to do is verbalize it. So be ready to verbalize that with people when you're talking to someone that's a potential customer. Selling is about caring. And most people I meet today that own businesses care about people. They care about their customers, their employees, even their vendors. And it's important that you convey that sense of caring. A little sincerity, caring, and offering a solution-oriented attitude. You're there to solve the prospect or the client customer's problems. That's what you have to convey. That has to be the number one thing you're seeking to convey to the individual that you're trying to sell to, is that you're there to solve a problem for them. Sixth thing is every no is one customer closer to yes. Now, this is in the sales book, so it's a little hard for us who are non-salespeople to soak this up. But when you get told no, there's always a yes around the corner, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go too far into that because no is difficult. When anyone tells us no in any situation, it's difficult basically for most of us to accept it. And that is one thing that can knock you down when you're trying to sell, and it's something you have to consider, that you have to pick yourself up and move forward. The last thing I want to talk about is being willing to walk away. I think this is important. We must be willing to walk away when we're out selling, because many times we're trying to sell, we're not that comfortable in it, the feeling, a little uneasiness, and we keep pushing harder and harder. We might give away more of the store, if you will, and what we're doing is we're forcing a sale, and you just don't need to do that. If you've got a good product and service and you've built a good company, whether you're by yourself or you have employees, but you've built a great business, which I hope you do, then you don't need to give that business away. Now, you don't need to be too hard-headed. You don't need to be so fixed on your pricing or some other element of your business that you don't find yourself in a position where you're not flexible. You don't want to get there. But at the same time, when you're in a conversation, and maybe it's an ongoing conversation with a prospect or an existing customer, client, you don't need to keep pushing to close that sale if you feel uneasy about it. So many times I've seen businesses take on a piece of business that really didn't fit. It really wasn't going to work for them, and all that was right there in front of them, but we feel so motivated, so determined to make a sale that we push too hard, and we end up with a piece of business that we don't want, a piece of business that we might lose money on. And the biggest issue to me is it takes you away from all the business that you could get if you were out there working in a positive way. It takes away your time, and that's the most valuable thing, as you know, that we have. The next item I'd like to bring up is some tips. Those who listen to the show regularly know I like to talk about exit strategy. It's part of my own strategic plan with working with clients. One of the first things I talk about with a new client is how we're going to exit this business, whether it's a brand new business or whether it's a mature business that's been around for 20 plus years. And I think when you go to sell your business or transfer it, if you transfer it to a family member or someone else, you have to set that stage, and you've just got to do it. And I believe you do it from the first day you open your door, because you base a lot of those decisions you make over the life of the business around what you're trying to do in the end with the business. And there's some common mistakes out there, and I wanted to share some of the ones that I'd come across. Years ago, back in 2007, I read an article by Harvey Zimmel about 7 most common mistakes business owners make selling their business. I wanted to share a few of the things he pointed out and also add some of my own. The first thing is you need to understand what selling your business is really worth to you. What selling your business is really worth to you. When you go to sell your business, whether you've owned it a year, 5 years, 10 years, or longer, you've put some hard work into it. And that has to have a value, and there's no magic calculator out there that's going to do it. But you've invested your money, you've sacrificed time with your family, friends. Anybody that starts a business has gone through that. And so it's important that when you go to sell the business that you're properly prepared and you get the price that makes it worth selling. It's very, very important. And many times people don't do that. And sometimes as you round the corner and go into that phase to exit and sell your business, it's worth an extra effort and some extra planning and focus to get a better price, and you've got to do it. The second thing goes without saying, and that's not having an exit plan for your business. I won't repeat what I've said more than once, but you can design and have that plan in place, and it makes a huge difference. And let me throw you out a statistic that was in that article back in 2007. According to Mr. Zimmel, in a research study that he had commissioned, 75% of the business listed for sale never sold. 75% of the business listed for sale never sold. They basically were closed up. The bottom line is you've got to build a model that someone will want to buy. You've got to create the systems and procedures that allow your business basically to run without you. So the new buyer can come in and either run the business or hire someone to run it, but it makes your business worth a lot more money if it has systems and procedures, processes, solid clientele, and all those things right there, and you've got to work for those every day to get to that point. Third thing is you've got to understand the key metrics. In other words, you're in a business, you're in an industry, and every industry has metrics. Metrics meaning revenue, percent of revenue for expenses, percent of revenue for payroll. If you're building a product, manufacturing, there are key metrics available to you on the internet, even through your CPA, that can tell you that you should be in these ranges. And so when you measure your expenses, when you look at your revenue growth, and when people come and look at a business, if they're smart buyers, they're going to have gone to these resources and they know what the metrics should be. So you need to meet or preferably exceed those metrics if you want to get the most for your business. Next thing is you need to time the sale of your business. Well, a little common sense here. If we're in a slow period of time, if it's a recessionary or depressed time, maybe the economy now might be an example. I'm not quite sure if it is in my mind, but you want to sell your business when your sales are up, when your business is running well, when the profits are where they need to be. You need to pick that point, and when you get to that point, that's one of the goals you have to set, then you know you're ready to sell, and you know that your business will bring a higher dollar. Because remember, an extra few months, maybe a year, can make your business worth dramatically a lot more money. The last thing I wanted to mention is don't forget to do the cosmetic things in your business. There's simple cosmetic changes that you can make in your business. If you have a physical location, make sure it's clean and neat, it's organized. That goes out without saying. Someone walks in the business, they want to see that. Make sure your systems, your processes, your computer system is up to date. Everything runs well. There's not crashes going on. So when people walk in and get a sense of your business, I walk in a business, into an office, and I watch people working. I get sort of a general sense of how well that business is run, how responsive it is being run. A good example today, I made a phone call to buy something, to spend quite a bit of money on a product, and I've been transferred now 3 different times and asked to call another number because of that particular area that I'm trying to buy the product in. And I'm sitting there saying, wait a minute, I'm trying to spend money. I'm trying to do something, and now I've been given a cell phone number to call? Doesn't make sense. So do these things. I encourage you. Make your business worth what you think it should be worth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another short break. And when we come back, I'm going to give you the Silver Fox Advisor Tip of the Week. So please stay with us, and we'll be right back with you.
Running a business is hard. Pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM Polio.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org. That's JUNQUE for more information and store hours.
Taylorized PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Taylorized PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Taylorized PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at taylorizedpr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
Welcome back. This is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox Advisor and the host of the Weekly Business Hour. Appreciate you joining us today. We're in our final segment now. And before I get started, I want to mention we had a call in during the break in response to the comment I made about how hard it is sometimes for us who start businesses to go out and actually sell because we're just not built like salespeople. And the caller mentioned to me that when their husband would go out and make sales calls when he started his business, it was so difficult that he literally would park the car, throw the keys out of the window of the car, and this made him get out of the car and take that first step towards that sales appointment. I think that's a great story, and I think a very clever way to solve that issue that we have to kind of get up and go out and make those sales calls. So congratulations to him. Before I get started in the Silver Fox Tip of the Week, I wanted to remind you that our show is archived. It's available at irlonestar.com. They're all posted under the Weekly Business Hour page. This show, if you missed part of it, will be posted in the next 48 hours or so. So always go there. There are a lot of great resources. We've got programs going back for 2 years with a lot of good information that I hope can help you in your business. Well, the Silver Fox Tip of the Week is entitled Finding Good Managers. And I kind of want to broaden this out. It has to do with if your business is large enough where you have someone designated as a manager, but I also think a lot of this can apply to ourselves. And I came across an article back when, and I'd saved it, and I was doing some in a consulting advising situation last week with a client, and we were talking about hiring people and somebody to take over running part of the business. And it made me kind of dig a little deeper. And I pulled up this article, Why Good Managers Are So Rare, by Randall Beck and James Harder, that was published back on March 13th, 2014. It had a lot of statistics in it, and I'm going to share a few of those with you. Because, again, if your business is to a point where you need to hire a manager, or then again, you are a manager, I think some of these things you'll find quite interesting and potentially, hopefully, you'll get some advice that can help you. The first statistic, and this was a Gallup poll that they talk about throughout this article, finds that companies fail to choose the candidate with the right talent for the job 82% of the time. Now, that's all sizes of businesses, okay? They've surveyed several thousand businesses to come up with this. But we picked the wrong candidate, the right talent for the right job. In other words, we didn't get the right person in the job 82% of the time when it comes to look for managers or people that will manage others, have responsibility. Obviously, this costs businesses millions, if not billions of dollars a year, because if we don't have a right fit, and all of us who have hired people before know what a messy situation it is when you don't have the right person. Managers account for at least 70% of the variance in employee engagement scores. Now, what am I talking about there? Kind of shifting gears. When you have someone who is managing people, whether it's you or someone you've hired, they have such an impact on the people that work under them that 70% of their engagement that are scored in business units and evaluated, that's the kind of impact they have on the employees working under them. Interesting follow-up that in a survey done in 2012, only 30% of U.S. employees volunteered that they were engaged at work. Only 30%. Worldwide, it's less than 13%. And what makes it even look worse, over the last 12 years prior to 2012, those numbers haven't changed much. Now think about the impact on your business. If only 30% of the employees really are engaged in the business, really like what they're doing, really enjoy work, feel like they're doing a good job, and so on and so forth, and the other 70% are not engaged, what does that do for your business? Or what is it doing to your business? So no matter the size of your industry, your location, the size of your business, you've got to unlock or understand what it takes to hire the right person, particularly the right manager. And one of the measurements of this is what that manager, again, whether it's yourself or someone you hire, what they can do to get your employees engaged. Lots of metrics in there because it affects your profitability, your productivity, the quality of what you might, if you're a manufacturer, turnover, absenteeism, shrinkage, which is theft, safety. All these things are affected by the quality of the manager you have and how they're able to motivate the employees who work under them. Great managers have the following talents. They motivate every single employee. They're assertive to drive outcomes. They create a culture of accountability. They build relationships, trust, have open dialogue, and are fully transparent, and they make decisions based on productivity, not politics. You need to remember that. And Gallup says from their polling, only 1 in 10 people possess all these traits. Only 1 in 10. So when you're in the process of hiring somebody into your business particularly, you need to get involved in that process, and you need to look for outside assistance, because many times just hiring instinctively that somebody's a good guy or someone has worked for you for a number of years and they're the ones I want to move up could absolutely, it's 1 in 10 chances of getting it right. Probably the guy that's worked for you for a number of years, and that's the main reason for advancing them, is probably not the right person. Yes, they probably have real good skills, and yes, they know how your business runs, but do they have the ability, the innate ability to manage people and manage the part of the business that you want them to do? It's very difficult and very challenging, and my encouragement to you in general is take time, develop a process, seek outside help. There are a number of people out there that can help you develop that process, because you have a 1 in 10 chance, according to this Gallup survey, of getting it right. Only 1 in 10 people have the inherent talent to manage, and I'm being repetitive, but I want you to hear the math, because it has obviously a great impact on your business. When you make the right hire, you can really make a decision. You really make a decision that will cause your business to thrive and be successful. On the other hand, if you don't, it can have a tremendous negative impact. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us today. And I want to remind you to visit our website at irlonestar.com to stay up on everything happening in Montgomery County. As we close the show today, I want to give a big Lone Star thanks to our sponsors, Patricia Cooper Insurance, Schooley Mitchell, Taylorized PR, and Silver Fox Advisors. I encourage you, stay engaged this week and keep your focus on what counts in your business. Next week, our special studio guest will be Harleen Anderson of Access Success International. Thank you for joining us. Until next week, remember to stay in touch with what's happening in Montgomery County. You can do that right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.